Welcome back everyone for another test. This test is going to be different than from the usual test. This test is going to see if there is a difference between executing the malware that is left from your contacts or your folder scan versus executing all the malware straight out. So the VM on the left will be the one scanning the malware statically and then executing what's left. VM on the right will execute all the malware. Now let's have a look-see at the settings. Okay, so on the antivirus, these are the settings. USB protection, firewall is enabled, and to use the lab recommendations. And then these rules are all the default rules, so I did not change anything there. Process monitor, Wi-Fi protection, data shield is enabled, and I included downloads and pictures. Safe browsing is enabled, application and VPN. Now the same on this side, antivirus, same settings, exclusion, USB, firewall, use recommended from the lab, and then same rules, process monitor, Wi-Fi, data shield, also downloads and pictures, safe browsing, and etc. Okay, so nice, quick and easy. I'm going to extract the malware so that we can start the test. Okay, so we have 1,555 samples on each side that we are going to test. I chose Panda as my AV of choice because it's not the worst, it's either not the best, so we can get a good indication if there's a difference. No point in using an AV that will most probably just block everything. So I want to see if we can get some accurate results. Now it is time to make sure that they're all up to date. Okay, so Panda is up to date, nothing new to update. Okay, so let's get the protection going. Okay, PC is protected. Let's just check security center. Yeah, so Panda is activated. So obviously for this test we're not going to do a web test. We're purely just going to see if there's a difference. So on this side we are just going to do a context menu scan. So that's going to scan by Panda. This one we're going to execute the malware. Okay, so this is going to take some time. It's going to scan whatever is left. I'll show you guys, and then we'll execute the malware on the left, and then we'll take the results then from there. Okay, the custom scan is done, so 664 threads were removed. So we have 664 threads that we need to defend against. So I'm going to start executing the the malware. Okay, so this one is still executing. Process Explorer is closed. It's not allowing me to open it, but I can assure you it is a malware buffet running at this point. But at least the machine is still responsive. It's not slow or laggy or problematic at least. So malware is still executing. I'm just going to see what this one is going to do, and then hopefully we can finalize at this test. Okay guys, so the final results are in. Okay, so the Panda on the left is at least still responsive. You'll notice the Panda on the right has ransomware infection. Panda on the left seems to be fine, but they are both very slow. But you'll notice the Panda on the right, the task manager does move up and down now and then, but this VM is just not responsive at all. But the Panda on the left is also extremely slow. Okay, so you guys will notice our documents are still intact, but we obviously do have files here, and our pictures are also still intact. There is a pop-up that I'll show you guys now. Let's just run this one. Would notice that I think it's one of these that mentions our files are encrypted, but I do not see any encryption as of yet, unless it is super slow doing the process using load disk and CPU to encrypt, or it's just a message and Panda actually stopped the encryption. There's still a couple of stuff open here. Okay, I don't know what this one is. Okay, what I'm gonna do is, for the Panda on the right, it's just not responding at this point, but you can see Task Manager is moving a bit. So obviously I'm gonna force reboot this machine. This one, I should be able just to restart it normally. Gonna restart them both so that I can update them and then start the full scans. Okay guys, so I'm having some weird issues with Panda. Panda on the left, I have multiple times rebooted and ran the scans, but they keep on getting stuck on the same number. Panda on the right, you'll see now what it does. If you say critical area scan, you'll see when it comes up. You just have to wait a couple of seconds. It will say immediately it's done, and it doesn't scan anything. The same happens with the full scan. I've rebooted it many times, it keeps on doing this. As you guys can see, it goes to done, so I'm unable to do scans via Panda. Panda on this side keeps giving all these, obviously these pop-ups. The full scan keeps getting stuck on 2769 and on that file's name. I cancel it. As you guys can see, multiple pop-ups. So if you cancel it, it does not respond a bit, but then you can cancel it. I'm also unable to do a full scan on this machine, unfortunately. So I'm just going to jump into the third-party opinion scans immediately so that we can wrap this test up. But as you saw, there are multiple random pop-ups the whole time for Panda. This one should finish. It runs for a little bit and then it stops. Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to jump into the third-party opinion scans and then we'll look at the results. Okay guys, I think it's time to look at the results. Malwarebytes is still scanning, but I'm just gonna stop it for now. I don't think it's gonna detect anything further. Okay, so let's have a look see at Hitman Pro. We obviously have malware all over the place. Let's have a look see. Still a couple of bit of malware left on the desktop, but not that many. Windows System 32. Seems like MSI-Soft's emergency kit stuff has been compromised. Registry keys suspicious. Yeah, so this. Yeah, it's not looking good at all. For Panda on the right, partner, temp. Couple of registry keys, kind of looks similar to that, but obviously there are a couple of files that's here that's not on this side, so we'll just close that. Let's look at Kaspersky. Okay, Kaspersky on this side did not want to run, and you'll see Malwarebytes I enabled the web protection just to limit the chatter on the network, because this thing was slowing down a lot. Again, as you guys can see on the left, a lot of pop-ups for Panda. So there's a memory, backdoor, there's a worm, there's a Trojan, etc. So there's quite a bit there. Komodo scanned on this side. So we've got 16 problems with the quick scan. So a couple of registry keys, backdoors, some Trojans, scheduled tasks, registry keys. Yeah, so there's quite a bit there as well. Now, Malwarebytes. You'll notice the version numbers are different. This one also had issues updating. So documents and settings, a lot of files in the MSI-Soft folder, program files. So there might have been something installed. We'll check now. A couple of program files, quite a lot. App data. So quite a lot on the app data. Okay, then still some of the malware on the desktop that I was unable to delete. Okay, let's go back up again. So there's a lot of scheduled tasks, but yeah, you'll see as soon as this machine boots up, there are so many pop-ups you can't even count them. So clearly you can see a lot of System 32s here. Yeah, scheduled tasks. Oh, this is bad, like really bad. Okay, I think this is the most I've ever seen on this channel. Okay, so now registry keys. As you see, we still need to scroll down quite a bit. This is a lot of registry keys. Damn. So, yeah. Yeah, this is insane. Okay. So that's that. Malwarebytes on the right. Document settings, program files. So there's a couple of stuff here. There's program data, app data. App data. Okay, System 32, scheduled tasks, also a bunch of registry keys. Okay, yeah, this is bad. Okay, these pop-ups are blocking me, so let's just quickly check what installed. I don't know if you guys saw that Process Explorer was open, but sometimes it closes and then I'm unable to open it again. So let's check. Process Explorer on this side is just not opening. Okay, program files. Doesn't seem like we can find any installed programs here. Here is a Adobe font pack that seemed to have installed. Okay. Okay, let's see what's happening. Okay, so we've got a malware here. I'm not going to check them all now on Virus Total. I'm just going to go through it quickly. Scanning file. Okay, so as you guys can see, that's ransomware infected. So something's trying to open it. Oh, it could be my Process Explorer that was encrypted again. Let's see if I can copy it across. Okay, still scanning file. Let's skip that one. Okay, and we've got fake notepad, a bunch of scripts as you guys can see. Just go replace. Two files here. Okay, so not that many that's currently running. Let's see if we can open a Process Explorer on this side. Okay, let's quickly check our startup items. See if we can open a Process Explorer. Okay, so as you guys can see, quite a lot of startup items. Now Panda on the left. Let's just wait for icons to load. Just want to see if Process Explorer is going to open up. Okay, while we wait for that. Okay, so a couple of .NETs here. Yeah, see, Process Explorer is not opening. Okay, so we've got a couple of Action Sniper. So obviously this machine has been sniped. Yeah, Advanced installer with a Adobe icon, clearly legit, and with PowerPoint. Yeah. Now there's quite a lot. I think this is the worst I've seen. Programs. Yeah, this is bad. This is really bad. And to think of it, Panda only faced about 1,000, or this one on this side most probably faced only like 900 items, less than 1,000, because I think it removed 664 and there was only 1,500 items. So yeah, it faced less than 1,000 samples, and this is the result. So this is not good at all. Okay, look at Panda on the right. Panda on the right obviously faced all the samples, but I did not even get a quarter way in, and it was encrypted. So there's a couple of stuff here as well, also quite a lot. Okay, as you guys can see, not all of them are the same startup items as well, like this one wasn't present on this one. Okay, let's look at files. And the pen on the right randomly starts losing internet connection, and it comes back again. Okay, desktop. Okay, so as you can see, there's no encryption on the desktop. Desktop seems good. Okay, as you guys can see, we've got an infection on the desktop. Okay, so that's the infection. Downloads. Okay, downloads infected, documents. Okay, a bunch of nonsense, but we still at least have our documents. Yeah, our documents encrypted. So we got our pictures. Okay, picture survived. And pictures on that side did not survive. Let me just quickly upload the sample for this ransomware. I didn't do that, so we can see what sample it is. Okay, so I used the Panda on the left, Panda on the right was just too slow. So according to the infection, it is stop or deja vu ransomware that slipped past. So clearly that's the infection. Okay guys, so I think this is a wrap. So Panda on the left, context menu scan, execute about 900 samples, survived. Not in good shape, obviously this machine is badly damaged, but at least it didn't succumb to ransomware. Panda on the right executed all the samples from the get-go and made it about a quarter way in and was encrypted. So I'm coming to the conclusion that the context menu scan obviously removed the ransomware samples that was in the beginning versus the real-time shield that has to protect the machine when malware is requesting disk, memory and COM access. I know this is only one test. The results might vary from AV vendors, or if we do the test again in a week's time. But in this test, there's clearly a difference between scanning and executing what's left, and then executing. And if you think about it as well, context menu scans aren't real-world environments. Malware is always executed via the payload. Malware is not going to sit on your desktop statically and do nothing and then you scan for it and then you find. It's always executed. So thus the scenario on the right is a more real world scenario because the machine has to protect against the infection. That's why I always execute the malware and don't do context menu scans, because I think the context menu scan gives you a false indication on how good the protection is, because you weren't testing the protection, you were testing the detection. So let me know what you guys thought about this test. If you want to see something similar, I'll be working on other tests, most probably over the weekend, or maybe even later on, depends on when I finish, to try different scenarios to execute malware from a remote location, to more test firewall and things like that, and not just to execute the malware every time from the desktop. So I'll be working on other scenarios, but I hope this test was informative. It was for me as well. Hit me up in the comments what you guys thought about this and what your thoughts were. But again, this is not a good test for Panda. Panda did really bad. So let me know what you guys thought, and I'll catch you guys in the next test.